Leadership. What does it mean? And most importantly, do you see a leader in yourself? Let me tell you a story. I once perceived leadership as domination. I tend to lead with ego, having people do as I say, tend to be an individualist, not letting anyone do their own work. Now you ask yourself, is that a definition of a leader? From the very first day of high school, I set very firm goals to be the best at everything. I was introduced and driven to play the game of domination. I longed for it, and I pursued it. I had this whole formula cooked up in my head, which was, if I became the best at everything, it equals to me getting attention, equals to a happy me. However, very slowly I began to realize how annoying I was, how rude. Instead of respecting me, people tend to fear me or even hate me. My relationships, my image, even my academic scores were all ruined. That is when I realized that I had failed, and I was petrified by my failure. I began to realize how the world is already full of people wishing to rule over and dominate others, so what makes me different? I then shifted myself towards these 2 points. First being, how can I lead those around me? What kind of habits should I apply? And second, what would a leader could have done? What kind of habits would they have applied? So let's start with habit 1. Be proactive, which means I am in charge. A leader is someone who can lead themselves. I began to explore new activities and soon found myself indulged in the arts of dancing. Dancing, it takes intricate techniques, precision, and that was what kind of distracted me and made me realize that instead of focusing on other people, why don't I focus on myself first? Alright, let's move on to habit 3. Put first things first. I prioritized my academic scores, my image, and most importantly, the relationships I have ruined. I told myself, I want to change. I don't want people to fear me. I want us to have mutual respect. And by that, I also easily applied the habit 2, begin with the end in mind. So, remember that domination formula I mentioned earlier? Well, I believe that leadership has a simpler one. Being able to control myself, outlining my goals, and setting my logical priorities. Habit 1, habit 2, and habit 3. That was what I had missed during my days of domination. So next, I looked up to some of the great leaders of the world and took inspiration from them. After a little survey session I had done, I gathered that most people's understanding about leader is someone who has the ability to lead people, someone who is proactive and responsible for the people they are leading, someone who can lead a group of people into success, someone who can collaborate and cooperate towards achieving a vision and a mission, and someone who is compassionate, someone who is driven, and above all, someone who can learn from his or her mistakes. I believe that in order to collaborate and be responsible of leading a group of people takes listening. Hence, habit 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. By understanding different perspectives, a person may learn from their mistakes and have a lot of options, thus making them an excellent leader. Now, to lead a group of people to success, a leader has to think win-win. Habit 4. A great leader is someone who is benefitful to everyone. Someone who can defend every perspective present. Lastly, a leader would be complete if they had the ability to sharpen the saw for themselves and the group of people they are leading. Habit 7. When a leader finds their voice, they can inspire others to find theirs, thus resulting in everyone being able to sharpen their saw, sharpening who they are as a person. In conclusion, where do great leaders come from? Process. And what does leadership mean to me? Leadership is not about power, it is not about title, it is about behavior, respect, communication, it is personal character, it is vision, and it is for the people. It is not thinking you have the right ideas. However, it is discussion, conclusion, and distribution of the best ideas throughout your team. And I believe that the only way you can lead others is if you have led yourself. And lastly, do I see a leader in me? Definitely.